And the veterinarian came out and says, "Can I help you?" He noticed there was a sign for all the procedures that the veterinarian could perform, and one of them was a physical checkup for $25. So he said, "I'd like to have you, I think my dog is sick," he said, "and I can't seem to revive him. Could you look at him?" He said, "Sure." Took him in the examination room, put him on the table, checked everything, and he turned to this patient or man and said, "I don't know how to tell you," he says, "but your dog isn't sick, he's dead." He says, "That's ridiculous, he can't be dead." He said, "Well, I'll check again." And he did, and he says, "No, that dog is dead." He's on a second opinion. So the veterinarian went out and came back with a cat. Put the cat next to the dog on the examining table, and the cat goes like this, and then stopped and looked, went up, got real close. The dog never moved. He said, "I told you that dog was dead." And the dog owner says, "Well, I guess you're right." He says, "How much do I owe you?" He says, $325. He says, "But the sign in your waiting room said a physical or an examination was $25. What's the $300?" He said, "That's for the CAT scan." Ah, come on, you'll all use it and you know it. Okay, let's bring on the chorus again with three of my very favorite songs. An Irish Blessing, what we call Minstrel Montage, and You're as Welcome as the Flowers in May.
I came to town the other night, I heard the fuss, I saw the fight. The watchman, he was running around crying, "Old Dan Tucker's come to town."
Get out the way, old Dan Tucker, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to come to supper. You're too late to come to supper.
Hey, get along, Josie. Hey, get along, Jim along, Joe. Hey, get along, Josie. Hey, get along, Jim along, Joe. Hey, get along, Josie. Hey, get along, Jim along, Joe. Hey, get along, Josie. Hey, get along, Jim along, Joe. Hey, get along, Jim along, Joe.
Well, in the last half of the 19th century, a young man burst on the musical scene. Now, he was to give us some 150 different songs. His name was Stephen Foster, and his lyrics and his music reflect so well the age in which it was written.
Oh, never count the bubbles when there's water in the spring. A traveler has no troubles when he's got this song to sing. Ring, ring the banjo, I like that good old song. Come again, good fortune, oh, where you been so long?
Ring, ring the banjo, I like that good old song. Come again, good fortune, oh, where you been so long?
Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. Camptown racetrack 5 miles long, oh, doo-dah day. Come down here with my hat caved in, doo-dah, doo-dah. Going back home with a pocket full of tin, oh, doo-dah day. One to run all night, one to run all day. Bet my money on a bobtail nag. Somebody bet on the bay. Somebody bet on the bay. Somebody bet on the bay.
Come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my Susanna, for to see. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my ring, ring the banjo.
That is a great song, just a great song. Nick, the chorus sounds wonderful. Well, the quartet is making its way up here. What was that? Well, the quartet is slowly making its way up here. I actually had a request to repeat a story I told last year. Actually, it was my wife who requested it, but she's not here tonight. But anyway, I'll let you be the judge of that, okay? 3 nuns who work in a hospital are on their way back to the convent in their Volkswagen. And they're putt-putting down the street, and all of a sudden the car runs out of gas. So the gal who was driving eased over to the curb, and they all got out, went up to a filling station about a half a block away and explained the situation and said, could we borrow your 1-gallon can, and we'll take it back and put it in the car, and then we'll come back and we'll fill the tank. And the owner said, well, he said, I'd like to help you, but he said, the guy who works for me didn't show up today, and somebody stole my gallon can, and I'm here all by myself. I don't know how I can help. One of them says, wait a minute. Remember, they worked in the hospital. So she went back real quick to the Volkswagen, reached in back of the back seat, and took out a bedpan that they had in there. And she brought it up, and she said, can we use this? The owner of the gas station looked at it, and he said, God, that's an open container. He said, it's illegal as heck, but I guess we don't have any choice if hoping nobody sees us, you know. But okay, go ahead. So he fills the bedpan with gasoline, and very carefully they are carrying this back to the car. And as this one nun is pouring it in, my Methodist minister happened to be driving by. He took one look, and he said, God, if only our people had faith like that. And now I'd like to introduce our international champion. I'd like to introduce him, but we'll have to settle. We'll have to settle for one of my favorite quartets, the Winning Combination.
Well, this is one of those songs that you hear now and then. You don't know just where and you don't know just when. It's one of those songs that are over and then. It's one of those songs that start playing again. This is one of those songs that you hear for a while, that come into fashion and go out of style. It's one of those songs that you think you forgot, but one of those songs you cannot. Because it's one of those songs that can make you recall a ride in the springtime, a walk in the fall, a day in the country, a night on the town, the sun coming up or the rain coming down, or else the evening you parted, the morning you met, the love of your life you can never forget. The reason is simple, the memory belongs to one of those wonderful songs. Well, this is one of those songs that's so easy to hear. You listen just once and you play it by ear. It's hummed on verandas and strummed on guitars, and all you remember is la-di-da-da. But later on you recall it in some other year. You started to smile or shed a tear. You'll find that one part of your lifetime belongs to one of those wonderful songs. Those wonderful, 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 one of those wonderful songs.
Well, thank you, music lovers, one and all. We'd like to do a number for you now that we all learned at our grandmother's knee or some other old joint. Oh. Anybody here like country western music? Yeah. Well, we're going to sing a song for you now that's it's called "I'd have took you to the dog fights, but I was afraid you'd win."
Hey.
So,
Oh,
well, we're not going to do
no, we're
that.
not going to do that.
Okay, well, we'd really like, we want to do Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik, but these guys don't know it, so we're not going to do that one either. What are we going to do? Oh, I remember.
Everybody dance.
I have a good memory, it's just short. Everybody dance, that's right. Okay.
Everybody loves a polka, so why not dance a polka tonight? Hoop-dee-doo, I'm singing, hoop-dee-doo, I hear a polka and my troubles are through. Hoop-dee-doo, I'm singing, hoop-dee-dee, this kind of music is like heaven to me. Hoop-dee-doo, singing, hoop-dee-doo, it's got me higher than a kite. Hand me down my soup and fish, I am gonna get my wish. Hoop-dee-dooing it tonight, when there's a trombone playing. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, yes, I get a thrill, I always will. With a concertina stretching out a mile, I always smile, yes, I smile 'cause that's my style. When there's a fiddle in the middle, oh, it really is a riddle how he plays a tune so sweet. Plays a tune so sweet that I could die. Yes, die, so lead me to the floor. Hear me yell for more, 'cause I'm a hoop-dee-dooing kind of guy. So let's all roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun, some fun. Hoop-dee-doo, I'm singing hoop-dee-doo. I'm singing two songs and they're sounding like one. Zing, boom, terrero. Let's hope this turns out all right. I'm in clover, I'm in bloom. When I'm dancing, give me room. Hoop-dee-dooing it, I'm ballyhooing it, I'm hoop-dee-dooing it tonight. Let's dance a polka tonight. Hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-dee. Let's dance a polka tonight. Dance a polka.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been a really great audience, and before the chorus, you relax a minute, Nick. Before the chorus, I'd feel remiss in my duties if I didn't give you one more story. This is a story about the two ladies in the convalescent hospital, the retirement home, are sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, this limousine pulls up, and this very dapper-looking guy gets out, and they watch him come in, and they'd never seen him before, and he started up the stairs and in the door, was going to go past them, and one of them says, "Excuse me, sir," she said, "you look like you're a stranger here, and if I can help you, I will. Is there anything I can do for you? Show you where anything is?" And he said, "No." He said, "Actually, I'm moving in here, and I may not look old enough to be here, but I am." And they said, "Well, gee, where have you been up to this point?" He said, "Well, to be honest with you, I've been in prison." And she says, "In prison? For how long?" And he said, "About 15 years. And she said, "What were you in for?" He said, "Well, I'm ashamed to admit it." He says, "But I murdered my wife." And this lady leans over to the other one and says, "Ethel, he's single." I swear to God, I'm going to take you with me. Okay, I'd like to welcome somebody who's in the audience who I haven't seen in a long time, and she's been a dear friend of the Whittier chapter for a long time. I'm so nice to have you here, Shirley Bishop. What makes her special is her husband Ralph, when he was alive, was one of the sparks of this chapter, and he brought more guys into the society than any man I've ever known, and we loved him and we love her. And now I'd like to reintroduce to you the Whittier Choraleers with three great songs, As Time Goes By, I Believe, and an original song that was arranged by Earl Moon, who was our director for over 25 years, called A Barbershop Song. Take it away, Nick.
There
Well, folks, that's our show. We hope that you've had half as much fun as we've had putting it on, and you've been a wonderful audience, and I think I speak for everybody in the cast tonight. And we'd like to invite any man in the audience who would like to participate in this type of activity. You don't have to read music. You don't even have to read English. It's a great bunch of guys. We have a heck of a lot of fun. I'm in my 53rd year as a member of the society, and I was very lucky. I got in when I was 5. Sang bass. But seriously, we would like to cordially invite any man in the audience who would like to do this. Come on down, give a listen, bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, and check us out. We meet.
Bring both.
Or both, and never the twain shall meet. We meet at the East Whittier United Methodist Church on Cole Road, and anybody who lives in the Whittier area knows where that is, I think, and just east of Colima. And we're just a half a block south of Whittier Boulevard, 7:30 on Wednesday nights. And we want to thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you next year. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Now hold it.
I'm sorry, Marsh.
Hold it.
Left you hanging out to dry.
All right. A couple other things real quick now. After we're finished here, we have one more song to do for you, and I'll explain what that is here in just a minute. But we'd like everybody to hang around if you want to. We're going to have an informal afterglow. The bar will be open. Might get a quartet or two to sing for you. If you want to hang around for that, that'll be more than happy. Besides, we want the guys to stay to help us with the risers anyway. So, okay. One other thing, I'd like to tell everyone that if you enjoyed our performance tonight, we do call ourselves the Whittier Corlaires. But if you didn't like our performance, we're the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Okay? Now, getting serious. Now, today is a patriotic day. Today is Flag Day, June 14th, where we actually celebrate the Stars and Stripes. But we'd like to finish off our performance tonight with a song that was written by one of America's most prolific songwriters. His name was Irving Berlin. Now, he wrote this in 1917 for a show called Yip Yip Yap Yank. However, they said, hey, there's just too many patriotic songs right now because of World War I and so forth. So he took it out of the show, put it away in his little chest for future reference. About 1939, he took it out and gave it to Kate Smith. She introduced it on her radio show. And right now, even to this day, all the proceeds from royalties from that are given to the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts of America. So we'd like to have you join us singing this song. This is the granddaddy of all patriotic songs. Let's listen to God Bless America. Please join us.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance